What's up out there? Welcome back to Melvor Idle Adventure Mode. We are on episode 3. And I think I took a direction that I don't think people are going to agree with, and I'm going to explain why. And there's some good reasons to go a different direction, which we're going to go over here. But I wanted to share my explanation for going the direction that I did. So, backtracking just a little bit here, I have a standard account and I have a hardcore account. I already had one hardcore account. The guy died. He got up so far and then died and left some achievements on the table. I have multiple, I play on the web-based version, I play on the mobile version, and I play on the Steam client. And Steam offers achievements. I'd like to get those achievements. So where I'm driving with this is standard mode has a set of achievements. Hardcore mode has a set of achievements. There are really no achievements you can get from adventure mode. There are a couple. They're going to be later on in the game of just acquiring a weapon or a shield or something like that. I think they can be met by any account. But my primary focus, what I'm driving at here, my primary focus of my standard account is to get is total completion on that, get all those achievements and get it done. That's not going to be a problem. My hardcore account is going to be the same thing, but that one could be an issue because if that guy dies, I have to start over again and work up again. No big deal there. I just did a video where I was talking about working on all the non-combat skills and things like that. And that's my primary driver on that account, which leaves this account. So if I'm trying for completion and trying to get all my trophies or achievements and everything off those two accounts, where does that leave this one? This one's kind of an oddball. Like there's no achievements for it. There's not really anything, any kind of goals like completion mode or, achievements or something. So my thinking on this account is that I want to drive this completely into combat. I don't necessarily care about the non-combat skills insofar as the ones that I absolutely need or the ones that will carry me forward at the moment. Sure, I may unlock something later on just to do it or whatever. Maybe I run out of these other ones to work on and I need something else and have the money. But the primary goal with this one is going to be as much combat all the time that can possibly be done. I want to basically have the skills that I need unlocked and matching where my combat level is. So if right now my combat level is 63, so all of my non-combat skills need to be at 63, which I'm working on now. I think I had this doing some combat most of the day. I don't remember. We're going to get into where things are and some more skill choices that I've taken. But I think that describes the best way of looking at how this account's going to run. So I am only going to look at melee combat for a very long time. I'm not going to worry about ranged or magic, which is going to eliminate a lot of skills that I don't have to buy. I think I pointed this out in a different video, but ranged and magic, that there's 2 skills there, but then you have to take fletching, crafting, rune crafting, that buys up 5 more skills. Or 5 skills total, I should say. So that takes a huge chunk of it. Thieving's kind of useless. It's good, but not in this context, in the way that I'm building this character. Thieving has no bearing. Summoning, agility, herb lore, none of this stuff really matters. Farming doesn't matter. I don't care about any of this. You can make, and somebody did, and I do agree with the argument of taking farming, which gets you herb lore. Somebody in one of the comments made that, they were saying that suggestion, and I wholeheartedly agree with it. Now you'll notice I took a different direction. For whatever reason, I feel like cooking is the way I need to go right now. And actually, in looking at some of the skills that I've already taken, I feel like that is where I want it to be. I could certainly take farming and work into herb lore and everything, and that would be great. But that's adding extra skills that I don't really think I want to need. And for me, in my opinion, I value these top skills much, much more than these bottom skills, much as I love agility. In the context of adventure mode, I don't think that's going to help me tremendously. Like in my hardcore series, Agility mode is going to be my moneymaker. It's going to have all the bonuses that I get. It's going to do a lot of good things. And agility might get opened up for this. But where I would take agility in here is purely for combat and purely melee combat. I don't necessarily think I'm quite there ready to take it yet, because if I buy this skill, this thing's going to cost me a pretty penny. That's a lot of money. I think the last one was a mil. I don't know. I don't remember. What is this? A 2.5 mil, if my blind eyes are reading that correctly. So I'm going to guess maybe the next one's probably going to be 3 or 5 or something. It's going to be pretty steep. So I'm not sitting on very much money right now, and I've got a lot of other things that I want to work on. So where are we at, and why are we where we are? If you notice, I'm at combat level 63. I have pushed my strength up really high. I've been doing a lot of fishing for the I don't have that unlocked. The leaping salmon. I'm really pushing to get to level 70 so I can get the leaping broadfish. That's going to level this up a little bit quicker. But we're not there yet. I have done a decent chunk of combat. You'll notice that I spent a really good amount of time fishing up raw skeleton fish. So you can see I have a really good backlog of prayer points. And we're at level 53 there. 43 hit points, 46 defense, and 45 attack. That's really killer. That's really awesome. I could get better gear on here. In fact, I'd forgotten about this. When I played through my standard account, I noticed that you could upgrade all the different helmets and shields and stuff along the way. And I didn't really ever think it was necessary. You know, this is months ago when I first started playing. I didn't really have any concept of in-game or damage reduction or any of that. But now that I do, like if you look at this helmet offers 3% damage reduction. So I can start tackling a little bit thicker things. You know, the shield, the plate, the leggings, the boots, everything offers more damage reduction. The only thing that doesn't is the gloves. So these all offer really good damage reduction. That's helping out. So having all of this stuff crafted or smithed up, I should say, and then, you know, upgraded fully to where they're at, that's good. And that takes this kind of shitty gear. Let me back up slightly a tick here. I cannot mine the adamant. So even though I can smith and start working on adamant gear, I can't even get it out of the ground to do anything with. There's some stuff I can kill that will give me adamant bars, which I haven't quite got there yet. But I need to be level 70, so I need this thing up 7 more levels to even get to the next gear level. But because I have all the damage reduction built into here, which I'd never even considered before, and I probably wouldn't have considered because I'd have just blown past this gear right into adamant. But because of the limitations that adventure mode offers, I'm having to look at these things in a really different way and think, okay, how do I make it work for here? And that's why I'm saying I kind of want to just push into the combat part of it and focus on that more than anything, because as long as I keep my combat level going up and up, especially once I get 100, or 99 or whatever, that'll open these up considerably. 90 would be great, because I think most things unlock at 90. Well, this one goes all the way up to 99. But you can get some of this dragon stuff out of the dungeons too. Mining, I want to say, stops at 95. All right, so, you know, small number. But, so we started off, we opened up wood cutting, fishing, and then mining and smithing. I have since opened up cooking. And I know probably the consensus is going to be that I should have taken farming, but I feel like farming, you have to wait a few hours to get something. And I know basically gathering and, you know, fishing up stuff and then cooking it is still waiting. But for me, I kind of feel like I could get more out of fishing and cooking with all the resource preservation you get, all the double bonuses for fishing. Like if you you have a chance to get 2 fish or whatever, or 4 fish, whatever the case may be. As you get down this, as you go down into here, you catch, you get 99 mastery. You always catch a minimum of 2. I feel like fishing and cooking would go together very well in keeping the heals going. And not only that, but once you hit this checkpoint here, all food heals for an extra 10%. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm Carrot Squad on hardcore and on standard account, but in here, for some reason, my gut just says go with cooking and go that direction. I unexpectedly had to get fire making because I completely forgot about this bonus comes from fire making. So I bought cooking and I started going on it. And I'm like, well, all right, shit. So I got to start working on this. I got fire making up enough to buy this upgrade here for oak. I believe I'm up to, I need level 25 fire making for this willow, but I've got the components, got some money, got the trees. So I'm going to work on fire making next, and then I can buy the next upgrade for cooking. That gives you XP bonuses and things like that. So I had planned on buying Slayer, but as you can see, I went a different direction. I did do the whole mining with the gym glove on. You buy that thing for $500,000, and I think I made 600,000 or 700,000 on it. So it was a decent chunk. It was definitely worth it. I need to get back up to 500,000, but once I get back up to that, I'll probably buy a glove, mine a bunch of stuff, buy a glove, mine a bunch of stuff, buy a glove, keep doing that loop for a little bit to get my cash up to buy one of these. On the horizon is definitely going to be Slayer. I'm kind of starting to think I want agility with this. In looking at my hardcore account with all the bonuses that you get for combat and everything, I'm looking at a lot of melee combat, and there's a lot of melee bonuses, and I think those might be useful. I don't think the non-combat negatives will be too terrible, or I could shunt this off into magic or ranged negatives, because I'm not using magic or range, so I don't care if I have resource preservation or, ammo preservation. I don't care about that. I don't care about rune preservation, so I can definitely tailor this to strictly physical combat. Where I see this going, so on my standard account, I made it all the way up to and through the volcanic cave without really using ranged or magic. In fact, I don't really know why I would want those. You have to overlevel a little bit for the Hall of Wizards, but then the rest of these, like the Dragon's Den, you really pretty much need melee to go in there. So that gets me all the way up to the volcanic cave. We can probably get that thing ground out, get this gone. I don't think we're going to have an issue where we actually physically need anything but melee until some of the last bits of this. Maybe some of the Slayer stuff, but I have definitely gone all through every dungeon here with my melee account on my standard, with melee on my standard account. So I really see this going a very long way and getting myself set up very nicely before really needing to delve into ranged or magic. So that's why I've taken these things here. And at the time of recording this, of course, my mind may change drastically in the next 1 second. Who knows? But I plan on probably unlocking agility at some point and Slayer at some point. I'm going to work as much outside of Slayer as I can. My next goal, the next thing that I actually need to achieve, I'm working towards some stuff here, but the next time I let my character go and have time to do combat, I'm going to do the Spider Forest because I need this amulet of looting. It really sucks having to sit there and go collect loot. Which brings me to another point that I completely forgot about. I've been fighting a lot of tentacles. So when you're doing combat, especially these lower levels, one of the things you want to do is try to fight something that has a lot of hit points that doesn't really hit you back for much. And tentacles and giant crabs are very great starting. Motorcycle driving out here, if you hear that. And he is not letting up on that gas. So at any rate, tentacles and giant crabs are really good to start off with. They don't really hit very hard. They don't hit very much. And they have a decent hit HP pool. These things drop raw sardines and raw herrings. So as I'm fighting those, I'm building up some raw stuff that I can cook. Same thing with giant crabs. They drop raw crabs with the treasure chests and that kind of thing. So I kind of think these are, because of that, that's what really kept driving me to cooking. I want to say some of this other stuff, these drop actual cooked sharks, but then you get raw lobsters, raw trout, raw salmon. So a lot of these things drop, raw stuff here. Actually, these all look to have the same loot pool, don't they? Yeah, this gives the amulet of accuracy, though, amulet of defense, and amulet of strength. So one thing I definitely want to do is try to, and I want to do this on my hardcore account also when I get around to the combat part. I want to really milk these things out and try to get amulets of accuracy. Maybe work these to get as many as I can. Maybe try to get the 100 of them so you make that next amulet. I'm not quite sure on that, how hardcore I want to go on these kind of things. But, there's this stuff, the range one I don't care about. But like this, the food stuff will be key to keep going. And because you're getting a lot of raw food, I still feel the cooking is kind of the way to go with that. Just for this portion of it, we may look at farming at some point. I may change my mind and decide I need to unlock it. But at that point, we're going to have to grind out some money. And I think what I might do for money making is the agility thing. I still like agility for making money because it makes money all the time. I know you can with mining and you got to buy enough, but you have to seed that with a lot of money. Whereas once you get enough agility unlocked, you just turn it on and let it go for a while. It may be a little slower, but I don't know. To me, I can do it without anything. Whereas some of the other stuff, I have to buy into it. Like right now, I can't do anything with mining to make money because I can't afford the mining gloves. One mining glove is 500,000. I don't even have enough, so I don't know. We're kind of getting a little bit long here on this video also, but I hope that explains my decisions on this. I don't plan on unlocking anything anytime soon. Maybe Slayer, maybe Agility, but those are going to be like the next ones. My entire focus right now is number one, getting that amulet of looting so I don't have to keep manually collecting things. That sucks. Once I get that, that'll be the amulet that I just wear all the time. Like right now, I just have the fishing one on because I got nothing else to put on. But I want to get that thing unlocked. The spider dungeon isn't bad. I've cleared it a couple times and I got garbage both times. The cool thing is also without having ranged and magic, I can just sell all that gear that I get, and I got some ranged gear out of the spider dungeon. So, but for now, the continued focus on this account here is going to be getting all of these skills up to 63 and then doing combat during the day. I want to keep pushing this combat level as high as possible. So I'm going to go fight more tentacles tomorrow or the next day. And overnight, when I'm idling, letting it just run in the background, I'm going to be working on wood cutting, fishing, fire making, cooking. Maybe not so much mining and smithing right now. Smithing, I'm good. I can do the adamant gear. I really need mining to be up at 70, but I'm nowhere near that combat level, so I don't think I care about getting there so much just yet. But that's where we're at. That's where I'm going. That's my plan going forward. So we're going to see how this plays out. And I'm really interested to see how this goes as far as combat, because like I said, I don't think I need anything but melee for a very long time. Eventually we're going to have to get together stuff, but I think eventually I'm going to be in a better place where I can just have the gear ready to go or just farm up real quick a cheap set of gear and go on. So like I may never even have to open fletching, crafting, or I'll have to get rune crafting, but I may never need crafting. You know what I mean? I may just skip that and do fletching. I don't know. We'll see. So that's going to end it for this episode, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care.